Hello folks, my name is Leah Bonasaki from the Master Lab Systems. So today we'll be looking at building a REST API using Python with FastAPI and Poetry as our dependency manager. Okay, moving on. Introduction to FastAPI and Poetry. So what is Python? What is FastAPI? Well, FastAPI is a modern and fast, high-performing web framework for building APIs with Python compatible, more latest Python using 3.7 and up. So uses type hints for automatic data validation, and also it has built-in support for asynchronous programming, making it easier and ideal for performing applications. Also, it includes an interactive API documentation with Swagger UI, which I have also covered in my previous tutorials. So today we'll be looking at that, folks. Moving on. So now let's look at Poetry. So what is Poetry? Well, Poetry, in simple terms, it is a dependency management for building web applications in Python. So it also simplifies the virtual environment handling and dependency resolution. So if you are coming from a pip environment, normally in pip you use a requirements.txt file to handle those dependencies for the project. However, in Poetry it's quite different. However, we'll be looking at that in a minute as well, because Poetry uses a file which is a toml file, which you can just also it makes it very easy to manage the dependencies without any complications, and also it recreates its own virtual environment automatically. So the uses of FastAPI and Poetry together. So FastAPI provides a high performance API development. Of course, Poetry, it just simplifies the dependency management for your API, for example. Also, it is very easy to use and scalable, and it is production ready. Okay, so now we'll be setting up FastAPI project with Poetry. Okay, so I got some snippets already in here. So if you don't have Poetry first, you have to install it. Also, the link is available. So this is the command to use to create a new project in using Poetry, which is create new project. That's it. Also, you just have to set it to it, and then you add your basic or your first dependencies. Okay, and then lastly we will be testing out our API using Swagger, since FastAPI provides a Swagger documentation automatically. Okay folks, so now let's look at it. Let's create a basic project and test it. Okay, so I will be using Linux again for this demo. Okay, so currently let's do a list. And say Poetry. Okay, let's say new. So for example, say T2. So this is the first command that we need to create a new project. So if we do that, so we'll create the project successfully. So as you can see folks, the project is created. So if we do a list now again, so we should see our project, which is FastAPI project T2. Moving on, so let's set it to the project. So cd FastAPI TUT. So let's look at that. Okay, also let's open it in my IDE. So I have this one. So let's open a new project. Okay, there it is folks. Let's open it up. This window. Okay, let me just move that. Okay, so when we initiate a project using Poetry, this is the structure that we get. So basically this is where normally our files, classes and models will rely on, and then this is the text directory. So all our test cases this is normally the folder for the test cases. Okay, so let's look at this one. which is the PyProject.toml. So this is the file that Poetry uses to manage those dependencies. So any new dependencies we add, it will automatically be created here. And this is basically the file that Poetry uses to manage those dependencies for the project. Okay, for example, since I want to use 3.9, so we need to specify 3.9 there, and then the rest Poetry will create those dependencies for us. Okay, so folks, moving on. So now let's do another out to the project. So now what we need to do, let's do a Poetry shell first. So if we do a Poetry shell, okay, so there is our virtual environment created already. So now we are in that virtual environment. So let's begin to add our dependencies, which is the FastAPI one, which is what we need, and the Uvicorn to run the application. So if we do again add, so Poetry add FastAPI, Uvicorn. So let's add those. Okay, so now we got those in already added. So if we go back to our project, look at it folks, already Poetry has added those dependencies for us successfully. So now we can start to begin to write this application. So first of all, let's go back to our class directory. So if we just create a simple API, so create it API. Okay, so for that I have a basic snippet to use. So this is, let's copy that, let's paste it. Okay, so expecting to return this message when this application starts on the root URL, meaning on the home URL or on the root URL. Yes, so we should just be returning that message, which is welcome to FastAPI with Poetry. Okay, so let's go back to our terminal to start up this application. Okay, so using Poetry run, we can just start up our application. Okay, let me first cd to that. So cd again to the project where the file is, basically if we do a list again. So we need to be in that directory for us to be able to run, since we'll be invoking that API file. So let's do that again. So right now, well, let's do cd FastAPI project, and then we do now a Poetry run. So now we can do a run of which we use that API. Let's run it. Okay folks, as you can see, it is already started on port 8000, meaning a localhost port 8000. Okay, so now if I can go to my browser and hit, let me just copy it, for example. So if I just copy it to my browser, copy, and then I can paste it. There it is folks, look at it, it returns our beautiful message, welcome to FastAPI with Poetry. Okay, I think folks, this is it. I hope you like this video. Please, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment sections. I will be answering those, or via my email address on the channel. Also, please like and subscribe this video folks, and share. I hope you liked it and enjoyed it. In the next coming tutorial, we'll be covering more on adding more on our APIs. For now folks, thank you so much. I'll be adding here. Cheers, bye.